You are still tuned in to Joy 99.7 FM, and you are also watching us live on Facebook via Joy 99.7 FM page. Now, Javin, it's Geek Squad time, and we are here to have conversations about technology and tech that concerns you. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN and enjoy bundles that don't expire. So if you have to talk about technology, if you have to enjoy technology, you need internet. You need internet. It has to be stable, reliable. Reliable bundles work best. So, yeah. Kobe. I have the regular panelists, Winston and Michael, also here with me. Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening. I'm told it's someone's birthday here.
Yes.
Own up, trick yourself to sing a happy birthday for you.
Who has a better voice?
Okay, let's see. Hi, Siri. Can you sing a birthday song?
Consulting with the rain. And my head I'd be scratching, while my thoughts were busy hatching if I only had a... Hey, wait a second.
I think she's reading you a poem.
I'm even trying to find the birthday correlation.
Internet wouldn't allow me.
Allow.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. My phone is. I'm sure we'll have time, or we might have time to talk more about how your day went. But I'm sharing today's agenda now, and since October 18th we had the Apple event, 19th we had Google event, October 20th Samsung Galaxy Unpacked Part 2. Yeah, Samsung, their names are always long. Samsung Galaxy Unpacked Part 2. But there was good stuff. October 21st, we had Huawei event. And today, October 26th, earlier, Sony had... So, we are about to go for a commercial break. And when we come back, we will go through all the events. But before we go, if you are ready, please send me an emoji of how you are up right now. 055 1111 997. We'll be right back.
My man, I had the app and I'm telling you, I was able to chat with my friends, make video calls, and
Well, we know of many apps that can do that.
oh, let me finish la. I was from the app. Amazing, no?
What's the name of this app?
It's called Ayoba.
Ayoba.
Yeah, Ayoba.
Get Ayoba, your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, pay, and listen to music all in one app for everyone. Enjoy Ayoba with MTN and download the Ayoba app today. Everywhere you go.
This Wednesday on the Joy Business Van. The story behind École Thérèse International, the institution delivering an all-rounded, consistent, and well-researched foundational education, will tour the two-stream preschool and primary school, delivering an international bilingual curriculum and practical business French for professionals. Theodora Wood is principal and head.
The French know that they will need English, so they embrace it at a very early age and they study it all the way to the university. It's actually mandatory. But on the contrary, English or Anglophones only stick to their language. They don't, open up to the idea of learning French. And that is when the idea of the school came up.
École Thérèse International on the Joy Business Van this Wednesday on TV, radio, online, and on ground. Inspired by Joy Business and supported by EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank, and MTN. Everywhere you go.
Geek Squad.
This is still Joy 99.7 FM. You are with Geek Squad. My name is Sandister and I'm sitting in for your regular host, Kobe. Before we went for the break, I did mention that today's Michael's birthday and we're trying to get the voice assistants, the various voice assistants on our phones to sing him something. And we started with Siri. Siri read him a poem. I think Bixby is ready to go. So
Okay.
you want to trigger?
Yeah. Hey, Bixby, can you sing a birthday song?
Here's the birthday special coming right up.
I know Spikey is sick. Yeah. But hearing that should heal him instantly.
Immediately, yeah?
Yeah.
Anyone wants to go with the assistant, Google Assistant, and see?
Let me try.
Okay.
Okay, Google, sing me a birthday song. She's not singing.
Okay, Google. Sing a birthday song.
Happy birthday.
Okay, Michael. I think this is all you get.
So I guess Bixby wins.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
Congratulations.
Very
Oh
shocking.
no! Why shocking?
So Bixby is actually one of my favorite of the voice assistants,
Yeah,
but
Bixby is
it
cool
is very young.
True.
Yeah, and it needs a lot more data to be able to keep up with the rest. I'm actually surprised birthday song and it just did birthday pam. But
You know, since we touched voice assistants
Mm-hmm.
first, if we go into the Apple event, I would want us to look at the voice plan version of Apple Music and what you think of it.
I don't get it.
Anyway, so guys, here's what we're going to do. I'll just jump into the topics. We are starting with the Apple event, and we are selecting some of the things that Apple released during the event. So we are going to be talking about the MacBook Pros, the 14 and the 16 inch. But since we've been talking about voice assistants, let's just look at Apple Music voice plan. Okay, so now with the Apple Music voice plan, you can only control your music with voice only, Siri only. Your thoughts?
My thoughts are this is an extremely unnecessary plan. Because I'm not going to pay $4.99 to tell my phone to play music. I think the Google Assistant and even Bixby are able to do that.
Yes.
We can test it right here and see. Hopefully it will work. But it doesn't make any sense to pay a special amount of money to just tell my voice assistant to find me a song and play it. I don't know. For me, it doesn't make any sense.
A colleague at work said that this is about big data, okay, on voices, and also Apple trying once again to change user behavior with one thing or another. So making voice more relevant in controlling our devices. And I agreed, because ever since I got a smartwatch, there are certain things I'm learning not to tap to do, but just speak and have it done. So starting a walk, certain timers. I talk to Bixby. I rarely use my touch, my fingers. So, well, that's what some people are saying, that it's about Apple once again trying to change something about how we do everything.
I agree with the first part about it being a big data
move.
Yes, that really does check out, and it does make sense. But as for changing our behavior, I don't know. Maybe if you are driving, then that checks out. That makes sense. But if I'm holding my phone in hand, I don't know, because the chances of Siri getting the wrong playlist,
Charlie, and even other languages, Ghanaian music.
yes,
Sometimes
Even just accepting the accent.
accents.
but I guess maybe that's why they feel music is a gateway to be able to train all these things, and it is possible. I mean, Google has had years to be able to train their AI,
And sometimes with scandals.
Yeah. So, but for me, the voice plan, why should I pay money for you to better your systems? I don't get it. It doesn't.
Well, Google tried the other way. You won't pay money. We'll just listen to your voices on your phone, and it became a problem.
I mean, until they were caught.
Until they were caught.
It was all good. But
it was all fun and games until they were
but
caught.
to go on a limb to tell me that, you know what, give me $5 every month,
Yeah.
and maybe in the next update, Siri will be better at determining what song you want to play. For me, it's a no.
And imagine commuting, being on a bus or something, and you need to play some song. You don't want anybody to know the title of the song or whatever it is you're calling, and you have to actually speak. That's not private. There's no privacy.
But there will definitely be situations, most often than not, where you would have to search for the song yourself and play it. So that $5, no, ashe.
Sikanashi.
Yes.
Right. I get it. Michael, you want to say something about the Apple Music voice plan?
It won't be anything positive, so I think it's safer for us to move on. Because, like you said, why should I pay Apple money to sample my voice just so that your voice assistant works better. And in a using a method that, for me as an end user, entails a whole lot more risk. What if I'm planning a surprise and I need, like I'm in a quiet environment, just plan a surprise. Oh, please load up. I'm in church. I've closed. I'm about to go, but I can't leave just yet because some way I have to wait for greetings and hellos to conclude. Then I'm thinking I want what to do when I get home. I'm like, you know what? Not even when I get home. I want to drive home. You know what? Apple, load up. Let's set up the mood. Load up birthday sex at the moment when my pastor walks behind my head. How am I going to explain that? Oh, sorry, I was talking to my phone. Why were you asking your phone that? Like, now suddenly I've ended up problems because Apple collected $5 for samples. Go back. Use something else. Leave me alone.
Well, Michael got it. He says, leave him alone. So we'll move to the next thing that we think we should discuss concerning Apple's big event. MacBook Pro. 14 and 16 inch. More ports. The touch bar is gone. Damperized. Gone on remand.
Is that a thing now?
It's remand season. The touch bar is gone. And then we have MagSafe, that Apple signature charger that detaches and snaps back on like magnet. It's back. Headphone jack, HDMI port, SD card port, they are all back. Apple has dumped Intel chips. It's not news. And these laptops come with Apple's own M1 Pro and M1 Max chips. Another thing, there's also camera notch. iPhone users, you see your notch. It is now on laptops. I hope you people will just leave us alone. With this, your notch. People are going for what? Punch holes and camera in screen technology. You people are still notching your way. Now you are notching laptops as well. Michael, with everything that I've said, I think I would want you to pick out the spec that you like to talk about the most and just, share your opinion.
I don't even know where to start. Because on the one hand, I'm happy.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I wouldn't be as happy if I bought a new MacBook before the announcement. Then I have to go and find my receipts and tell Apple that, yeah, apparently I did make a very serious mistake. But finally, because the specs on the top end version are phenomenal.
Yeah.
When I heard it, I was actually stunned. Like, wow, I might actually consider getting one against the equivalent Windows machine because it is just that much stronger. And I'll call it a competitive price point. Not the best, but somewhat competitive.
Yeah.
The addition of the notch and Face ID, fine. I don't see, like, the notch on the screen on the phone was because you needed to squeeze that bit of technology into a very finite space and you couldn't go up, so you had to dig into the screen. You don't have that limitation on the Mac. Why are you digging into the screen and now you have to do all these workarounds with it? Why the notch is there when I honestly feel they could have engineered that solution better. But fine, we have a notch. If you've been using the iPhone for the current generation of iPhones and even a few generations before, you should be used to that. Okay. Then the worst part, the ports. Oh, actually, the best part is the ports. The ports are finally back after I don't know. I'm surprised they did that because their dongle sales were going really, really well.
Even for third-party producers.
Yeah, 2 USB-C ports, and even with that, I think I'm not sure because it's USB-C. But knowing Apple, I am very sure they found a way to license production of those third-party ports. I am fairly certain about that. If you wanted to get the full experience, you had to license some level of accessibility
or something,
from Apple in order to get the full access. And they decided to let that go in favor of giving us the ports that we've all become used to over how many years of computer development. Thank you. I mean, it would have been better if you didn't take them away in the first place, but thank you for giving them back. You can't keep the what's that thing called?
Touch bar?
Yeah, you can keep that. Like it's so dead and gone, we don't even remember what it's called. You can't keep it. Asus did it better, but yeah, keep it.
But since you've mentioned performance and the body and everything, I've watched a couple of YouTube videos and I've noticed how thick these machines look.
I mean, thick is good. It's good. I mean, if we are thinking about the power, and
Yeah.
honestly, the reason why its size is not an issue for me, at least, is that a comparative. I've forgotten the exact laptop they used for their metrics during the events. They had a specific equivalent Windows laptop that they used for their metrics.
To
I
compare.
forgot that is a big boy. That laptop is really big, but you get such a smaller, comparatively smaller body, better heat sinks and everything like that. I mean, it's just a better choice. I mean, Apple. I've used Macs over the years because let the truth be told, when you're a creator, MacBooks are your best friend,
Yeah.
and that is a fact. Except if you're a creator who also likes to game, then that's when you have the issue of choosing between, is gaming as important?
Okay.
Yes, it is. Anyway, but for the Macs, I actually touched on it a little last week, so I don't want to say much. All I'm going
Yeah,
to say is
true.
that great job. Thank you for giving us back. I feel like MacBook Pro sales were affected enough for Apple to bring back the ports.
The ports.
Because if we did the same thing, I mean, we are to blame. Consumerism is to blame for the fact that now a smartphone is over $1,000, or I mean $2,000 now. Because when they said it, instead of us being like, you know what, no, we just went to buy. So they are like, oh, okay, there's a market for this, so we'll keep making it. But M1 Mac, M1 Pro, and then M1 Max, named like smartphones, but yeah, a lot of power. My only prediction is I feel they might either launch the M2 chip with the iMac Pro, because the iMac Pro is the one where they charge. They be charging. Some iMac Pros run up to $50,000 and the like. So they'll probably want to release. Apple has this funny way, even with the AirPods, the new AirPods, they are pretty much the same as the AirPods Pro that were released some time back, but they are at a lower cost. So it's like sometimes when they are making leaps in technology, they have to balance it. What reason will I give for someone to not buy a 16-inch MacBook Pro now, but buy an iMac? Okay, I'll give you an M2 chip in that, which would be more powerful than the M1 Max.
That was the question I was about to ask. So what happens to iMacs now? I mean, these things promise fantastic things and also portable. So then what happens to iMacs now? And I've watched a couple of review videos on YouTube. I think they are still coming in. People are still testing these laptops. It seems videographers especially are just going crazy over them.
I can understand that because I do predominantly video, and sometimes when you're editing a video in Final Cut and you see how smooth the M1, I use the M1 and it was surprisingly smooth. One of the most interesting things if you want to know how smooth a laptop is when you're editing is when you put in a 4K or 6K or 8K resolution video, and when you just put your finger on the right cursor, it fluidly just goes through, not a single lag. There you know you are doing good business here. So videographers are extremely excited about that. And after using the M1, if the M1 Pro is about 2 times better than the M1, and the M1 Max is about 4 times better than that, we are in for some great times.
But I have a question. Do you think that Final Cut Pro is that video software that will benefit the most from this technology? Because I think I saw one dissenting view. Someone actually was testing this out, a YouTuber, of course, one of the people who had early access. And he said that when he compares the experience of Final Cut Pro running on this thing to Premiere, Adobe Premiere, he thinks Final Cut Pro and other Apple products they are having a better ride than these. Has it ever been the case that Apple software works better on these Pro machines than others, or the person is just tripping?
Oh, he's not tripping. It's the absolute truth, because it is an extra. It's one of the reasons why Windows laptops have, for the lack of a better term, issues, because Microsoft is a party on its own. Then Lenovo is another company on its own. Then Adobe is another company on its own.
No ecosystem.
Yeah, so these three have to figure out how to make this one thing work together. But Apple, Final Cut is theirs. The chip is theirs. everything, all the infrastructure is theirs. So they are able to tweak it to a certain level that the optimization you would be afforded. I mean, they do have partnerships with Adobe, so Adobe does get a better end of it. But I mean, it's your own software, so you have a better time.
Cool. Okay, so you are listening to us here on Geek Squad, Joy 99.7 FM. We are discussing technology, all the tech events that we've seen this October, Technology October, hashtag Techtober. And we've been talking about the MacBook Pros that have been released by Apple. The WhatsApp number is 055 11 11 997. Okay, and are you a creator? Have you checked out these MacBook Pros? Are you going to get any? Please let us know. Tell us what you love about these new machines. Is it the notch? Is it the fact that the touch bar is gone? What about them do you like? Send us a WhatsApp message and we will be happy to read. Our next stop is... which of the events should we go to? So much here. Pixel, the Google event. Pixel phones. Now, who wants to go first? Folk are saying, or people are saying, or the streets are talking, the song that we played. Okay. They are doing rock, paper, and what? Scissors?
Yeah.
If you're watching us live on Facebook, Michael and Winston are deciding who goes first.
All right. Cool. I just won.
Yeah, so one, the streets are talking. The tune we heard before we played our sick tune, I think there was a song by O4Z. The person behind the live stream right now, yes, the opening song was by him, and he offered us a street song. So the streets are talking. The streets are saying that Pixels are all about camera and the new design of the hardware. That's what this launch and release was about. So, yes.
I mean, I've had a look at it, and okay, I have to let my bias be known. When it comes to the Android side of things, I am a Pixel fan, and it all looks very interesting. Pixel cameras, especially the Google technology they put into it, has always been very, very good. So the new integrations they've put in now, I'm happy to see them. And now I was even mentioning to Winston on the way here that they finally put in a periscope design inside their phones. They are not the first to do it, but now I even talk about telephoto lens getting 4 times zoom in. I mean, the average now is 2, aside the experiments we saw from the P30 that were going up to 1,500 and things. Like, yeah, it was nice to have those, but now you have someone, Google that is, who have historically made very good use of their camera technology, and now you're getting extra zoom and all these new features and toys in there. I like it, and it's, what's the word that she used? The cleanest integration of Android so far. There's a lot for them to be happy about in there, but then again, like I said at the start, I am extremely biased. But I saw it, very excited, like, that's nice. I want my bomber to buy one, so he will eventually pass it down to me. And
I mean, you got that right. A lot of people are talking about the price range. Okay, starting at $599. People say that if you just want a phone that takes great pictures, does everything, has a reliable OS, then the Pixel 6 is where to look.
It is a Toyota Corolla of phones, with the exception that this one will not be disassembled as you are using it by someone else. This one will keep going and keep going strong.
Yeah.
For me,
right.
I actually don't think the cameras, in camera stuff is full. Yes, my bias is on the table. Not much of a Pixel fan. I don't hate Pixels. Yeah, the photography stuff, but for me, buying a phone has never been founded on photography for me. Maybe because of the work I do, so I don't care about smartphone. I do care, but some of the things that the Pixel, like the blur, motion blur feature, that is extremely interesting for me. So you'll be able, so basically what it does is that when there's a subject you want to capture in motion, it will be able to track it, capture it in full clarity, and then it blurs the motion, blurs the background. That is extremely neat. But for me, I think the streets are wrong. The most important thing that Google has told us is the tensor chip. The power
Yo.
of having
Google's
Google's
first,
AI,
yeah,
yes,
custom
AI
built
chip, SoC,
processor.
yeah. The power of having that tensor chip, and the reason why it's so important is because it's machine learning parts mean that this, whatever it is, your camera is learning and growing as you keep using it. It is experiencing things, and nobody denies the fact that Google's AI and machine learning technology is one of the best, if not the best, in the world right now. So the fact that you have the power and basically what's pretty much what the Google's research team uses on your phone on a daily basis, it puts everything else that they have talked about. I mean, the price is fantastic, but the tensor chip, the thing I'm most interested in. So if any of our sponsors, please get us a Pixel 6 for research purposes.
XL, please.
The
512 GB.
The main reason I say this is because one of the features, this was a conversation that was had in Google's I.O., I think in 2017, 2018, where they talked about Google Duplex, where basically you could place a call, and if there was a hold or a wait time on the call, Google Assistant will just do the waiting for you. So you can go and do whatever you want, and then it will alert you when there's a human being on the phone. I mean, that same IO, they had Google actually book an appointment by itself and everything, and everybody went crazy about how that is weird and creepy, so they've backpedaled on that.
Yeah.
But the most important thing from that is basically, when you call a telco, let's say you call MTN, and then they have the menu, they're like, for this, press 1, so you don't have to listen. The Google Assistant will put all the information that you need on your screen. So you don't really need to be paying attention to everything that the person is saying.
I mean, I have heard about screen reading, as it reads what's on your screen to you, but this time what's in your calls to you.
Listening to everything that's going on in the call and puts the information. I want to see if it will work with Tree. So for research purposes, MTN, yeah, cheers. But yeah, the TensorFlow, the tensor chips are the most important thing. And then that means that your photography will grow with you, and it's just a software update away, maybe to capture the moon. They'll be like, oh, we have this technology now, software update. And a good thing is that it's good for 5 years because they are sending security updates for 5 years. So have a solid phone.
Great.
So Toyota Corolla wasn't a good example. Me, I should say Toyota Camry, since a bit up there.
Before we move on to the next topic, anyone wants to comment on Magic Eraser? That feature on the camera of
so
Google
Samsung
Pixel?
actually have a similar feature, but the way Google is talking about it, it's something else.
Google is Appleizing the system. Where an existing feature, they market it as though no one has ever done it.
They are going to do it better.
That's the thing.
Always better.
Yeah,
that one you won't
that's
take.
it.
Yeah, I can't take it
Yeah.
away. Yeah.
Because
You always grab someone's feature and then you sell it better.
Much better.
Because one of the things, the most important things about machine learning and
Yeah.
the Google's approach to photography is the fact that it's very possible that, let's say for instance, a producer Fairboy took a photo of the Joy building, and then there are cars that he didn't want in the picture. With Magic Eraser, he can eliminate those. But the reason why Google's one will be much better is because Google will also go through the database of all the pictures of this Joy Prime building and the ones that have that photo without any cars there, and it will merge it, and then it will make its decision on how it will eliminate these cars. So that's why that is so cool and much better. It's not just doing what we will do in Photoshop, where we go around and just eliminate that. No, it's using a lot of processing power and thought processing into eliminating it. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, all our sponsors, yeah, $5.99 and $8.99.
Well, thank you for your comments. You're still listening to Geek Squad on Joy 99.7 FM. Geek Squad is brought to you by MTN. Choose your own bundle, your own way with MTN Flexi Bundle. Just dial *138# and enjoy bundles that don't expire. If you want the best out of technology, you need internet. Internet is best served with the bundle. So get your MTN bundle. I will take the WhatsApp comments that have come in. The line is 055 1111 997. And okay, this comment doesn't have a name, but it says, "Hi, I have had my MacBook Pro since 2011. It's still smooth. I'm going to give mine to my kids and buy the newest MacBook Pro for creation purposes. I love art." Oh, there's a name. Ike in the USA. Hello, Ike.
2011. Whoa, that's 10 years.
I have a 2015 one. That's not too bad.
That's
yeah?
not too bad. But
Yeah.
2011. Now my question is, what did you use it for that it still feels smooth? Because I
Smooth.
remember when we were transitioning from I think it was 2017 MacBook to
Mm-hmm.
okay, maybe because of the video intense stuff that I typically do, so you feel the lag. So I would like to know, Ike, what you use your MacBook for that you were able to use it for so long, because it might actually influence people's purchasing
Yeah,
decisions.
Ike, if you're still listening, kindly let us know what you've been using it for, and we'll be happy to share with the audience since we are all learning. Now, Albert from Teshi says, "I'm listening live. Thank you, Albert. My MacBook Air cannot be updated. It requires for additional storage space. I really need to go for this new one."
Well, the alternative is to buy a hard drive and clear your stuff off and then get the additional storage. But yeah, buying a new one is also great. It'd be like you do hold money.
Well, all those people saying they are going to buy a new one,
Yeah,
I'm
because
sitting here like,
$1,900.
Joy FM listeners, you have money.
It's not coins, crowd.
You have money. The next comment, please. Twitter. We have tweets. Okay. So we will move on to the next.
By the way, sponsors, if you are listening, please don't feel shy. You can buy it for us too.
Yeah, the
like,
MacBooks, yeah.
Yeah, we
We-
like
we-
it.
we
We'll be
won't
very
say no.
appreciative. We won't say no.
So we'll move on to the next topic. We have, since we're talking about cameras, let's get into Sony, the Sony event.
Sony.
Today I had to spend time watching the YouTube video of that event because I just needed I needed to appreciate the things that needs to be appreciated about this camera that people say, "Oh, you see, I called it a camera first instead of saying this phone."
Yes.
So people say it's more camera than a phone, or a camera with a phone attached. Gentlemen,
Yeah.
please take it away.
So I watched the event.
Yeah.
And Sony Mobile Communications division, you have a problem. You have a serious problem. I mean, I agree that smartphones today are typically pointed towards photography. That is the main. Like almost everybody today is buying a phone, and the first like, is the camera clear? That's what I hear most of the time. Please, help me find a phone that has a clear camera. That's pretty much. First off, Sony, your naming trends are poor, so nobody can keep track of what you've made.
Done, yeah.
Xperia Pro I, where is this from? Where is this name? Very confusing set of naming nomenclature. Two, your focus on photography, albeit very, very nice. At that price point, I might as well just buy a proper Sony DSLR. Because it starts at $1,800. That's the price of this phone.
Yes.
And a Sony A7 III is about $2,000. Why wouldn't I just buy that? Now, you made a very proper assertion. You said that it's a camera with a phone attached. Because most often than not, you will not have battery power to use it for phone stuff. Because you will be
Preach.
cameraing all day and tracking
Preach.
motion capture and video. Whine. Then before you know it, 5% battery. So what's the use? So for me, I think Sony needs a better plan. I am very surprised that Sony is keeping their phone division alive just on a very niche, extremely niche. It's basically an enthusiast device.
A rich enthusiast device.
Rich enthusiast.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
That's
Because
Michael
that
said, yeah.
money is not
It's
not
not.
cheap. You can buy a Galaxy Fold for
And a
that.
camera.
It doesn't make any sense. So I mean, funny thing, a Sony A7 is about $500. I could buy a Sony A7 buy a Google Pixel 6, and I'll still have money
To
do
buy
other things.
lenses that can get you in better shots. Like,
But the camera is cool. I'm not gonna.
Oh
tell you
yeah,
away from it.
I like I said, I made the effort to just check the use cases, how other, the models in the video were using it, and all these features that make it. And I took note of a few. There's a strap. If I take my phone right now, the only place I can attach a strap to give me a stable shot would be on the case, not on the phone.
Body, yes.
On the phone body. But I noticed that the strap, I think, was on the phone.
And he also has a dedicated shutter.
Shutter button, and then they are looking forward to also shipping at a certain time with a monitor,
One of the coolest things I saw.
so that you can use your rear camera,
yes.
as well if you don't feel like using your. They said they are changing how we use
But why should I pay extra for that change though? That's my issue, because that monitor
I
is not going to
think
come for
Michael has a headache right now.
like
free. We watched it, and I was like, it doesn't make any sense.
I have a headache on behalf of the Sony engineers, because it's kind of like these guys are trying to land a rocket on the moon. Meanwhile, you've only built a local knockout. You're not even going to penetrate the atmosphere, let alone get to space with this thing. Yes, your camera is phenomenal.
It is.
Although,
God by his
because
eyes.
like, it's so good, but we don't even know how much it will cost yet, because you can only speculate given your track record. You don't even say when it will come out, and even knowing your own release history. By the time it does come out, it is probably 2, 3, 4 months out of date anyway, except for the camera.
There was the reason. So there was the Xperia 1, right? They announced the Xperia 1, and it never came out. And it came out about a month before Xperia 2 also came out. What is the point of that? It's like you just have money, so you are just if you okay, you send us a device, mom, we won't say no. We are here, we won't say no. One of the cool things I saw is that it seems you can put an SD card into the phone. I don't know if I saw it wrong, but it was a shot where one of the photographers they had on took pictures with their phone, and then he opened and there was an SD card slot, and he took it out. I was like, is that on the phone? That would be dope if it is, but yeah.
As always, like, the phone is dope. I want one, but like at that price point, please sponsor us and give it to us. Then I'll gladly use it and say all the nice things about it. We'll keep quiet about the price because obviously. But geez, Sony, where are you going with this? Your PlayStations are great. How are you doing this so badly with your phones?
I'm actually surprised that Sony hasn't gone back. If you have the time to make an enthusiast camera with a phone feature, why don't you make a PSP with a phone? I mean, I had this time in our lives.
I have a question. Isn't that what Apple tried to do with its new iPhones? Like, pack cinematography into a phone, and I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to go out with this phone. Then I can't use it as a phone. I'm going to use it the whole time as a camera. So why don't I buy a camera? Isn't that what Apple did
with Apple's attempt at that was more like, look, this is a regular everyday device. Here's an added bonus for those who want to make use of it. And even then, you're still very much locked in with Apple's own ecosystem. You cannot work on it. Can you work on it in the current Macs?
Yeah, with the new Mac.
So you can
only the new MacBook Pros
can even work on that. So even when it came out, no MacBook could work on. You can only work on it on your phone, right there and then. Now you can work on a new MacBook. Fine. Then eventually the iPads and all that other stuff will start. But it's like, look, if you are serious about it, here it is. You can make use of it. Your life won't be as bad now that we've added to the new MacBook Pro. But then, at no extra cost, it is included. It's as part of your regular updates. You're not paying 5 times more for equivalent feature because this is something that is so good. Like, look, here's a freebie as part of a regular update pack. Take it. It's yours. As opposed to something like, we've made this, we've taken one of our regular cameras and then used some hammer and nails and squeezed it into this phone. Now, pay us for that camera. Then the phone is an added bonus for you. If it works at the time you need it to, great. But don't press our necks. You've got a new camera. That's essentially it. Please give us a phone and do better.
I mean, even Samsung also did the same thing where they have 8K photography. But it's an option. It's there. If you want to use it, use it. But with the way that Sony looks, if you buy it, right? I'm saying this. If you buy it and you use it as your daily phone, you have a problem. I'm very sorry, you have a problem, because that thing is, as you said, it's a camera with phone features attached to it, adjacent to it, not even attached. Yeah.
Okay, so if you buy a camera that has phone features to use as a phone, you have a problem. We are going for a commercial break. This is Geek Squad. We are going for a commercial break, and when we come back, I think we'll look at Samsung's events, and if there's time, we will see about Huawei as well. We'll be right back.
When you can be anything, who will you become?
When you can go anywhere and never feel alone, how far will you go?
When you have the means to make your dreams real, when will you start?
When your voice can reach every ear, who will you inspire?
When your money can travel faster and further than you ever could, where will you send it?
When you can tell a story in every language, which ones will you tell?
When nothing can stop you, and everyone's behind you, and the whole world awaits you.
Don't go alone.
Go with us.
Everywhere you go.
You're still with Joy 99.7 FM. This is Geek Squad. We are discussing technology that concerns you. We have been looking at all the events so far in October that produce some interesting devices that you might want to buy or not. But either way, we are discussing them here. Now, before we continue, I have messages from our sponsors. So, hi there. If you have been wondering what the next big thing is, then you are going to love Ayoba. Yes, Ayoba. Ayoba is your all-in-one app that lets you chat, call, share, play, pay, and listen to music all in one app for everyone. Yes, you heard me right. You can also send money through MTN Momo while you chat with your favorite vendors, family, and friends. And you also get to catch up with the latest trends on various channels. Play games, listen to music, and do so much more, all in the comfort of one social app. Download the Ayoba app now and on the Google Play Store or Apple App Store and enjoy a whole new way to communicate and have fun. Remember, Ayoba is available to all networks, but MTN users get to enjoy it at no data cost. Hurry now. Download Ayoba. Ayoba, made in Africa for the world. Okay, we are back. And Ike has replied the message. He says, I use mine for surfing the net, Microsoft tools, and also work-related SSIS loading documents. Apple all the way. Ike in the USA.
That's very interesting. So you actually use it for your SQL queries and stuff. Wow, then that means I stood the test of time, because if you're using it for SSIS, then you are.
It means the machine has been put to good use.
Yeah,
like
because
tested the machine's performance.
He is. So I guess new consumer advice: buy a MacBook Pro now and expect to buy another one at 2031.
Okie dokie. So we will go to the next event, which is the Samsung Galaxy Unpacked. Now, what came was the Galaxy Z Flip 3 Bespoke Edition. The first question when I saw or I watched the event was, wait, I thought that phone had already been released. People have purchased what they need to purchase, well, those who have money in the beginning. And you are now telling us that we can customize it. Like, is that okay to do?
My first question was, hey, Ghana, we demong. That was my first question. But yeah, I also shared your angst. It was like, come on, most people who buy this device will pre-order it.
I already have my Watch 4. And now you are saying I can customize watch. So should I bring this one back?
Well, they did say for a fee you can take it back and then get the custom changes.
Lord have
So
mercy.
they haven't kicked you out. So yeah, you can take it back.
But I mean, for me, I am proud of Samsung. Yeah. The reason why I say that is, on a normal day, if you walk into a store and you are looking for a phone that you are looking for phone accessories or phones that you can customize, usually Apple takes it. If you would look at the big accessory makers or manufacturers, you look through their albums of cases they have available, you are likely to find more cases, different varieties for Apple phones.
Yeah,
iPhones.
It's because of the markets, because for sure that.
But note, ugly cases all over the place.
Because the issue is that most of the people who make the cool cases are not very established companies. They are, I wouldn't say small. I won't call them small because some of them are not small. But like, they are companies that want to grow in rank. And if I'm setting up in a place and I know that by all means Apple sales are high, I would definitely focus
And I think there are also fewer phones in the iPhone line to focus on and design accessories for.
So I don't spend too much money in R&D and then in molds and shapes of all these accessories, because Charlie, the Android department there, Charlie, one phone line, then you get from A to M or something like that. And they go, you see.
Yeah.
So
how do you focus? How do you create accessories for?
So
that's always been my thing. Like when you get a Samsung phone, how you can find fun accessories to use. You don't have to go to Tiptoe. You know, how you can find really nice accessories to use. But iPhones, I really envy iPhone users when it comes to picking out accessories. But I guess with the Galaxy Z Flip 3 Bespoke Edition, hopefully it opens the door for more customization, like finding accessories and other things, because I really like the cases that they've put out there for the Z.
Look, I'm just hoping that those
sleeves.
who bought it in Ghana would get the opportunity to take it back and get these changes, because they are asking for some really cool stuff.
Oh no. Sorry, I'll just clear my throat. Not because what Winston said was entertaining.
Okay.
Anyway, the when it comes to the customizing of devices bought from Samsung, apparently it's not even just their phones and watches, their refrigerators as well. When I check their website, I do know that Apple is engraving. Apple engraves like products you buy from them. You can have things put on there, emojis, numbers, text, whatever you need. But yeah.
You could do that with a compass, but...
Wow.
Are you actually going to do that to your Apple device? Compass. You know, it sounds like going back to JSS all over again, where people were using compasses to just...
On their desks.
Yeah, desks or stuff. I was here some. Michael,
the one that killed me was when a friend did that to another friend's CD.
Ooh.
On the data side. They had exchanged CDs, as you do, your kids. Then a friend, they had exchanged over several weeks, and they came back to exchange back. And the guy brought the CD and was like, oh, he was afraid that he will mix the CD up with some other stuff, so he wrote his name on it. So I thought, okay, nothing unusual with that.
Compasses on CDs.
Yeah, then he brings that he used a compass to write his parents' name on it, but not on the plastic side, because you could, if you could get the correct cleaner, you could actually grind away that bit and then the studio still be readable. No, he did it on the data side. So yeah, condemned. Neither of them got their CDs back because my friend got so angry he just snapped it in two.
I mean, it's a bust.
Well, we've run out of time, so unfortunately we have to wrap up and go.
Yeah, but before we go, let's do the voice plan, Google's voice plan that you don't pay money for.
Go for it.
Okay, so I am using Spotify. Open Spotify and play the Weekend playlist.
Did you call Google first?
So if you need a reason to leave your Apple phone, this is it. Thank you.
All right. So I think this edition we've had a look at voice assistants and what voice can do in controlling phones. I think during the week I encourage you to try it out. It's not all the time that we should be typing, you know. Check out what your voice assistants can do. This has been Geek Squad. My name is Sandister. I was sitting in for Kobe. I was here, or I am still here, with Michael and Winston. And we'll catch you next week. Have a good night. Bye.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Joy Headline News at 8 with me, Judith Awatre Tando.